Hey everybody, how you doing? Father Bob with the South Campus Show. Actually on the North Campus of St. Victoria. It is June 17th. And this is my last show before sabbatical, which is about 72 hours away, but who's counting, right? John Abel's going to be host for the summer, but I have as our guest today Mike Fahning of our parish. Welcome, Mike.
Good morning.
Thank you. And Mike is a cyclist par excellence. Has done some of the tours. The race in Iowa, I always forget the name. RAGBRAI tour in Minnesota, things like that. And what makes it special is Mike lives with Parkinson's, but that does not stop him. So, Mike, let me ask, how long have you had Parkinson's?
I'm celebrating my 20th anniversary this year. I was diagnosed when I was 37.
Wow. And I like the attitude, celebrate life as it comes to us. But,
that's for sure.
So, I don't know that much about Parkinson's, but I know they really haven't come up with a cure for it.
That's for sure.
So,
That's correct.
how do you keep motivated with you and as you show up to life and do what you do? Because I see you as a motivated guy. What keeps you motivated?
I try to stay active. I try to bike and I try to walk quite a bit, and that helps with my symptoms. And I try to stay active, but trying to get back to a community that's given me so much, the Parkinson's community. So I do some volunteer work.
Beautiful. And it's how you approach these things. And they say movement is really good for all of us.
Movement is therapy.
But
yes.
Parkinson's, no exception.
For sure.
What's your involvement with the community, the Parkinson's
I
community?
volunteer with the Parkinson's Foundation, the local office here in Minnesota. I volunteer with the Davis Finney Foundation, which is out of Denver, Colorado, and I volunteer with a small biking group, a Parkinson's group called Pedal and Roll for Parkinson's. We organize group bike rides for people with Parkinson's, so try to get them off the couch and onto a bike.
All right. Keep folks going and motivated like yourself. I think motivation is contagious, and they see it in you, and then there's hope, and there's strength in numbers always in forming a community. You're so faithful. I see you at Mass, see you weekly. You give me rides, which I really appreciate. Thank you, Mike. How do you cope with the symptoms? Coping skills are always important. We develop them, but in your situation with Parkinson's, how do you cope with that?
I think it's all about attitude. And I think I tell people, if you're not laughing, you're crying. So it takes more energy to laugh. So why not exercise along the way and laugh along? So I try to make light of some things that happen. There's some embarrassing situations I've been in where I've fallen down in public, or whatever. But in fact, I proposed to a woman in public when I fell down. She was trying to help me up off the parking lot, and I proposed to her. She was 80-some years old.
Okay.
She thought I hit my head. So, but like I said,
sense of humor is great.
Crying, you have to have a sense of humor.
Yeah, definitely. And to be able to laugh at ourselves, a sign of a healthy person.
One of the blessings I had was I had deep brain stimulation. I had brain surgery in 2015, and that's helped my symptoms quite a bit, immensely. If I did not have deep brain stimulation, I'd be in a wheelchair today. So it's helped quite a bit.
So, there's no cure. There's medical advancements.
There's some good therapies, yes, for sure.
That is wonderful. I mean, and you're as active as anybody, and you ride your bike about farther than some people drive their cars, I swear.
I try.
So, life experience is such a teacher. So when you look at your experience living with Parkinson's for 20 years, you're a young guy, what have you learned, some of the lessons?
I've learned that getting assistance is not a sign of weakness. It's a way that people show their love for each other. That I learned a long time ago. A good friend of mine told me, he says, Mike, that's how we show our love to you, is you have to allow us to help you. So it's not a sign of weakness to allow us to help you. We just want to show our love and our care for you. So that was a very profound learning experience for me, to be able to just to let my guard down and be able to let people help me, whether I want it or not.
Wow. I have found that it's sometimes harder to receive than to give.
For sure, yes.
That kind of thing. And And for myself, with some of the limitations I have because of my eyes, that was a big adjustment for me.
It can be humbling.
It is. I relate, letting people help me, and
But that's all they show they care, and that's important.
yeah. And thank you. That helps me, just to see it that way. And well, Mike, you're an incredible inspiration. You are to me, and I know to many other people. Thank you for what you do for the Parkinson's community and just for our parish family. It's,
Glad I can help out.
You bet. Now, before we close out, we have a question from the Magic Cat. I have not seen this question. John has. Take a shot at it. What do we?
Talk about somebody you really admire and tell you why. Tell why. It's got to be a very close college friend of mine from Des Moines. I went to Iowa State University, and we were in a fraternity together. And he's been a great family inspiration to me with the support he's given to his family and how he's brought religion into his life. And he's very much about the community, very much about the church. He's very much about helping his fellow, whether it's his fellow fraternity brother or neighbor or whatever. But he's been very inspirational to me, and he's taught me a lot in my life. He's been a very good mentor of mine.
Beautiful. It sounds like he's a lot like you, and just positive.
He's a great person to live up to.
Yeah, and we help each other that way. Mike, thanks so much for taking time. You rode your bike over here. It's going to be a little warm today. We want to have you hit the road before it gets too hot, but I'm sure you can handle that too.
I'll try.
And we'll get you some water before you hit the road if you want. But for now, everybody, Father Bob and Arlo, hanging out for my last interview with the South Campus Show before sabbatical time. Again, good friend John Abel of our parish staff will be taking over. Hope to see you at the end of the summer. Take care. God bless. Be well.